What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Stoney coming to you live from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Museum of Minnesota. It's Friday night, baby. So you know the Space Corps podcast is coming at you. Come hang with us every single Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Central. Got some killer guests. If you can't make it during the live, of course, we put this back up on the YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, all that shit. Follow us on the social medias. Get all the up-to-date dates of, just everything about the podcast, plus all the TCM and all that love. Speaking of that, this show cannot be made possible without the help of our beautiful sponsors, the TCMFanclub.com. That's our homie GILLY. He's poured his heart, his soul, his everything. You don't even want to know what else into that damn place. That is your comprehensive, everything, end-all, be-all Texas Chainsaw Massacre website. Completely free. And, of course, it's got that awesome, dope, old-school feel of a message board on there, too. So anybody that's kind of a little bit of an older fucker like me that predates all the MySpace and Facebook, that's how we used to get down on the websites back in the day and talk some shit. So check that out. Show them some love. And, of course, if you like the show, you can buy some merch, shop.spacecorpspodcast.com. You get podcast merch, the TCM stuff, and join the Space Cadet Army if you want. Anything that gets sold gets put right back into the show. A little bit better cameras, better everything. You know how it goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is this is going to be a banger here. I've never had this many damn people on the same screen before. Collectively, they all have been in, not limited to just this, but Family Recipe and Sweet Boy, which is now streaming on YouTube and has been for a minute. So if you guys haven't checked it out, beautiful TCM fan films, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna bring in everybody right now. Holy shit, we've got Josh, Sam, Gus, Rick. What up, everybody?
What's up?
Good evening,
dude. This is a party on this chat. I've always joked around with all the friends about just all of us going live one night and seeing how the hell that would go, but this sounds way better. So thank you all for hopping on. Really.
Of course, thanks for having us.
man.
You just better hope I don't find out where you live, because I'm gonna clip everything behind you. You got some cool shit, man. Like I was telling you.
Thank you, man. It's been a labor of love for, I don't know, probably close to 10 years or so. I actually was about 2 signatures away from signing a lease on opening up an actual brick and mortar Texas Chainsaw Massacre museum up here. And I'm glad I didn't, because reality kind of kicked in where I go, I've got 3 kids, I've got a wife, I've got a full-time job. I said, who the fuck is going to come and pay enough money, to keep me afloat, just to keep the hobby going. But I had stuff lined up with, a bunch of different cast members, we'll come in, we'll do signings, we'll do all this shit. And like, I was dreaming for a while, and all of a sudden finally the COVID times kind of hit, and it was a good moment for me to kind of step back and go, this probably isn't the right time for it. Later on, if this podcast, kind of becomes lucrative or whatever, right, monetized, that's actually going to be the next step then too, is to open up a real museum/studio, and that's the hopes and dreams. But for right now, I looked around, I looked at this, and I said, this is all the production value I need to run a pod. So I appreciate it, man. I fucking love this stuff for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it looks
all
really
right,
good, man.
Let's go around the table here. We got to introduce everybody. Mr. Josh, let's start with you. What did you do in the movies, so everybody else that can get up to speed here?
Hey everyone. Hey, I'm Josh. My alias is Horror Daddy 85. I played Leatherface in both Family Recipe and Sweet Boy. So I'm the one that was doing all that carnage with the chainsaw and chasing everybody around, throwing people through walls. That would be me.
And you did a fine job at it too. Next up, we got Sam. Sam, what did you do in either of these two?
So I was one of the victims in Sweet Boy.
And then were you with all these crazy guys here like prior when Family Recipe was getting shot and all that, or did you come into the picture a little bit later with getting to know everybody?
Oh, I came in much later, but I knew Josh previously from work we've done before. But it was my first time meeting Rick and Gus doing Sweet Boy, which was so
Awesome.
much fun.
I can't wait to talk about it all. Let's roll then with Rick then. How about you, man?
Yeah, I was Jake in Family Recipe. Got the upper edge on Josh there. Unfortunately, I was not so lucky in Sweet Boy, and I was half the victim with Sam.
That's awesome.
But it was okay because Gus gave me a little bit of a love story arc, which I was really happy about.
Hell yes.
He's been asking me for a love story arc since 2011.
Well, Gus, that leaves you, man.
Yeah,
The mastermind behind it all.
Yeah, I directed them and edited them and shot them, and got massive headaches doing it, but it's a blast. But yeah, the ins and outs of doing everything with no crew is like take a big nap afterwards, basically.
You know, so the Sweet Boy, I definitely that's the newest one. How long has that been out now, guys?
Shit. Every day
Labor Day
leads into the
weekend?
next. Does anybody know?
Yeah, we dropped it around August 31st, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
August or September.
It's unbelievably a gorgeous piece. I mean, for a short, 20 minutes, half hour at most. The Jesus Christ, I got to put like the acting aside, just the video, directing, the audio, everything about it is like I was blown away by the quality of it. This doesn't look like just some homemade shit by any means. Like,
Appreciate it. That's a big
I
compliment.
kind of saying to Josh before everybody else was hopping on, it's just like, it seems like that just comes down to basically money and time. Like, let's get the Kickstarter going right now because we need to see a full fucking film out of this one.
Dude, I appreciate it. Yeah, man. It's been a passion of mine for a long time, trying to make stuff. And then of course, you never have the money you want. So it's a constant education on how can you make more with less, and
Sure.
And a big part of it is obviously the actors, because like I can light the coolest thing, the nicest shot, put film grain, try to get everything right. But if the performances are cardboard, then the whole thing's going to look cardboard. So, that's a big part of it. And they friggin' delivered, as you saw.
Yeah. How long have you been doing just film and like fucking around with that? Has that just been something ever since you were?
Like I started when I was maybe 12 or 13. I would just start with my camcorder and just screw around with Windows Movie Maker. And I just kept doing it. I think I think I'm just a junkie and this is my drug. Honestly, I think that's the way I describe it. I just can't stop doing it. Trying to learn, get better and better.
Hell yes. And then so with Sweet Boy there, the one thing I really love between the difference of the two is you went with different Leatherface versions, right? So Family Recipe was more the classic 74, but then this one was going for the 2003, the Bernarski, the fucking more gruesome, brutal. And I think that choice alone really played into just the effect of just how gnarly this one came out. Because I mean, Josh, when you play Leatherface in these types of characters, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you're trying to be within the bounds of the actual character and who played him and stuff like that. But did you feel like that was just a little more like liberating, just to be as more gruesome and monsterish in the newer one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, me and Gus talked before we went into production on that, and we were both saying, I even told him, hey, man, I'm going to be playing this a lot more aggressive, because the last one I wanted to be a little bit more goofy, you know what I mean? Leatherface, the OG, he would be, petting the hair on the ladies and stuff.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm like, nah, there ain't no petting hair.
Yeah,
I'm actually knocking ladies out in this one.
Yeah,
so-
I remember I messaged you a week before and I was like, "Dude, listen, you got to watch and you were like, you cut me off. You're like, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I already know.
I got it. I was like, But
Yeah, and that's what I wanted. Yeah, I definitely wanted to portray that on screen, that really ruthless aggression. And like I said, he didn't care in this one. Like I said, how many times did I punch you, knock you out, Sam? Twice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he
So like,
didn't-
I mean, that just goes to show you he didn't care. Like he doesn't care who you are, girl. You know, he was just ruthless. So I definitely wanted to portray that, and I think I, pulled it off.
You guys can hear me
pulled
well
it
or
off
not?
very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Gus.
Very
Okay,
scary.
just making sure my audio is good.
Yeah, no, we can hear you just fine. So the costume side on it too in Sweet Boy was absolutely beautiful. For Leatherface, you're talking
Oh,
just
yeah.
being true to all that. Where did you guys acquire that from?
Well, so the mask that I used was made by Art by UM,
Okay.
the bad man version too.
It's a two?
So
Oh,
yeah, he's
beautiful.
one of the well-known remake
Yes.
Leatherface mask makers out there. So I definitely, that was always a goal piece of mine to get. The shirt was made by Creepy Customs. So I
Dude,
know you had Connor on not too long
he
ago.
was
So
just on. Yes,
yeah,
hell yeah.
he made and weathered the shirt for me. So that's really what brought it all to life. And then the
Wow.
apron and all that I got made by the exact same way they made it in the remake. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's one of probably my best costumes I have, Like I really cherish that one. And I know when Gus saw it when I did a little photo shoot with it, he was like, "Oh, we definitely got to film with this." So
I couldn't believe it when you showed up in it too, because it was like down to the weathering. It was like
yeah.
you stole it right from the movie. Insane.
It does. I mean, that's, I
all
mean,
do.
like when I saw it, I was
Yeah,
just
they
like,
look good on
good
film
Lord.
too.
It looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, Rick, which character did you like more being in there? Do you have more of a favorite, memory of, or just overall the project? You're like, dude, that one was like even better.
Definitely the Sweet Boy for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. I felt like there was more pressure on that role because it was half of a couple. And in order for you to care about what was going on in that one, Sam and I kind of had to bring that to the screen. So it was definitely a lot of pressure there. So I felt, we nailed that. And there was some more nuances because, that's why I was like, when Gus called me, he's like, "Oh, you have a little romantic angle to play here." I just thought that, you have to show that you care for this woman and your entire arc is to like take care of her at your own expense. So
yeah.
definitely Sweet Boy.
Well, yeah, and that's such a different dynamic where it's like you could almost get out, right? You almost got away, and then all of a sudden it's like, but no, something draws you back in, and
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was a little concerned because Sam and Rick hadn't met until literally an hour before we were going to shoot.
oh, really?
So there was like oh shit, is the chemistry going to be there? And then like the first take, they were just like,
Yeah.
it's like Tuesday. It was nothing.
Sam, had you done any kind of acting before this, or was this kind of your first time dabbling in it?
I've done acting before. So I do like modeling and acting currently. But again, I've never worked with Gus or Rick before, but I've only worked with Josh. So I was very nervous and intimidated to see if they would approve of me working
Sure.
with them hands on, and how the chemistry would be for all of us. But I mean, I just felt like I was hanging out with a bunch of friends. Everything just came so natural.
Well, and just talking with you guys too. I mean, it's clear you guys are all, just friends and you get along well. And I mean, that's just got to make it so much easier to, to overall put it on a project like this.
It really did. I mean, I literally left my day job, walked into Gus's place, and within 5 minutes, I mean, I knew Josh, knew Gus, but
Yeah.
then 5 minutes, Sam, professional, nice, talented, and just like that, it clicked.
Yeah.
It was actually like we had been friends for a while, so it really was that magical.
So here's a question that I always would love to ask. So Sam, like, not only is it like a question of like in horror movies, kind of the scream queen type of role, but I think it's more of like an alumni role because this is the scream queen that gets put on a meat hook, right? And when that happened, I felt it and I believed every goddamn inch of that. Is that went into you? Your scream was perfect, just the way that you just delivered it. I just feel like that could be so faked and like you fucking nailed it. It was so good. So just kudos to you on that.
Yeah, she really
Thank
did.
you.
Yeah,
That really means a lot to me.
on that, like my first time working with you, and like you don't know what that's going to be like. And I didn't have to give her a single direction. It wasn't like, oh, the hook is going into your back. You have to. It was just guttural screams. Take
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And that's what I like from my standpoint. I need that because I got so many things have to make sure are technically sound that I don't want to hold any hands. I just want
Yeah.
the actors to be able to know, how to paint the picture on their side. So yeah, it's incredible. Incredible.
So was there like any bit of like casting or like a prep? Did you let the guys know like how blood curdling and awesome that was going to be, or was it just like hit them with it in real time and everybody's like jaw dropped, like cut, that's it, we got it.
But what do you mean?
Like
I don't understand the question.
like was there like did you cast through a couple different people to find the
Oh
right
no,
role
so
for that where you got to hear what she had ahead of time?
no, I worked with Rick before, so that was easy. Josh, he got the party started with the costume.
Right.
And then I believe Sam, you messaged me like I don't know, maybe not long after Family Recipe came out, and you were like, if I'm looking for acting work, if there's anything that you're doing, and then I would see your stuff come up on Instagram, and so when we were doing the next one, I talked to Josh, and based on the reels that she was doing on Instagram, she does little monologues and stuff. Um, I got I reached out to her because of those.
So, all right, here's the next question is whereabouts was this all shot at? Were you guys down south Texas? Where did you find this beautiful spot? I mean, the production value of that alone was just gorgeous. I'm talking Sweet Boy here. Sorry. I got to make sure I determine between the two.
Yeah, I mean the basement was my shitty house. And
Sick.
the farmhouse is about 15, 20 minutes from us. Um, I found those people, it's Moody Farms. I found them for the previous before Family Recipe fan film we did called what the fuck was it called, Rick?
Uh oh,
Still buzzing.
Still
Still buzzing.
buzzing. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just walked onto their property and I was like, hey, do you think we could shoot something here? And they were really cool people. So ever since then, I connect with them, and when we have something like that, we shoot at Moody Farms. Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, whenever I go, I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a really nice grounds that it was shot at. So do you obviously showed them afterwards and be like, hey, this is what we did at your place. Like
Oh
how was
yeah.
that received? Or were
She
they even like into that? Or they're like, oh,
So
good
her
God.
husband loves it. Her husband loves it. She's not a horror movie fan,
Okay.
but she told me finally 3 years later, she told me she watched Still Buzzing, and she's like, holy shit, like she's like, you did that? Like, cause we do it light. We show up with like it's just me and a camera, and she was like she was really impressed. She thought it was cool.
How long did it take to shoot all that then? At least for like on site there, is it just a couple of days and you got what you
Um,
need and get out?
Talking Sweet Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what did we shoot? We shot all
I
that
think we
farm
did a
stuff
whole
in like
day.
half a
Whole
day
day
or
at the
something,
farm.
right?
Yeah.
Like a whole day at your house, Gus, and then the next
Yeah.
day was just at the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 days.
Yeah. Phew, it's like a marathon sprint. It's
And then who does all the editing on the back end of it?
yeah, I do the editing. I
Is
shoot.
that are you with everybody where editing just fucking sucks, or is that like like every second you have control of it all and
No,
you just
in
love
a weird
piecing it
way.
together?
No, in a weird way, it's like my favorite part because there's no more um there's no more the sun can't go down on me. Nothing can go wrong. I have the pieces, and now I just got to put it together. And
Sure.
because we're doing these things for nothing, uh a lot of the building the atmosphere and building the effect really is in the editing, you know. So I enjoy it. It's it's really like I feel like the part of the process where things come together in the most effective way, where you could finally obviously start to see the finished product.
Sure.
You know?
And the fact that it's free, it really frees you all up from any kind of like a legality. You know, you're not getting sued by Vortex or
Well,
anything like that. I mean,
technically, they could sue the shit out of me. I mean, I doubt they would, but maybe they could. But I think at the very least, they tell me to take it down at least. I don't think
sure.
that, but yeah, technically, I don't have the rights to the character
And none of that's
or
happened
that.
yet.
This,
So.
yeah, this is a passion project.
Yeah.
So they could, but they never did. You know.
Well, I had on a couple episodes this guy that did a fan film where it was a Batman and Michael Myers mashup. Like the idea was like, what would happen if Michael Myers went to Gotham, right? And that was kind of an interesting conversation for that idea too. That it's just like, where, when do you have to be careful and all that? And I mean, once it definitely seems like once they just see, hey, these guys aren't making money off of this, they're just gonna kind of fucking leave you alone, and then
Yeah, I
music
think
rights and all that stuff too.
Yeah, I think that once you start making money, that's when they'll come after you. But
Yeah.
I don't monetize anything. I don't mess with that. If there's ads on a video, it's because somebody that owned the copyright to either one of the songs or whatever monetize the video so that they can get the money. But yeah, I don't need to be to be being on Judge Judy or whatever it is. I just that's a headache. So
What have you guys been hearing so far now since it's been out, since Sweet Boy's been out? Has anybody out of the blue, like kind of interesting, reached out that you're like, shit, you saw this movie?
well, Sam's the one that well, you got a few people to review it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been reaching out to a couple of people to check it out, give their honest feedback, comment, like, subscribe, share.
Yeah, no,
And there were a couple people that promoted it on their page, which I really greatly appreciate for all of us.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody that's watching this too, of course, when we re-up this on the YouTube, we'll put the links to finding all this, plus just the general YouTube page where we can find all your other stuff as well. Um, who did the like the special effects side? The blood in Sweet Boy was just gnarly as hell. There's so much about it that was amazing. Is
That's
that
usually that's my wife. She's my entire crew for pretty much these movies, these short films. Um, yeah, the blood's just your basic caro syrup, food coloring. The hook bit, that was
Yeah.
the
That was cool.
challenge on this one.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we so I bought meat hooks from some guy on Facebook Marketplace. Um and then and before I did, I said, he here thinks I'm probably like, I'm a farmer.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm doing something productive, not hanging some woman in my basement for a movie. Um, but but yeah, so I had checked with Sam. I was like, so how do you feel about, this is how we would do it. How would you feel if we hung you on a hook? And she cleared it. And then we basically did it like they do it in the original movie, where you have a harness, and then she's wearing a harness, and then Josh hangs her on there,
Yeah.
tries to hang her on there. Then we flip the hook, and then loop the harness in, and then it's just sound.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a good trial and error practice runs, but everybody was so patient and supportive, and Josh did a heck of a job because he had to keep lifting me up and put me back on over and
Josh,
over.
by the end of that day, man, you're telling me your back had to be shot.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel it after a couple days of filming for sure.
no shit.
And then that's the other thing. I'm always trying to get it in as least takes possible, because he's carrying a full person on his back. But yeah, Sam, did you think about how you were going to play that, or is that like was that just all instinct the way you played it?
Like with the scream or?
Yeah, the screams and just your.
Well, yeah, it definitely was just like trying to improv and make it as believable as possible, but I definitely was scared. So that helped. That was great motivation right there. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I just kind of envisioned what it would be like to hang from a hook and how painful that would be. And there it went. There went the scream.
yeah, my favorite part of that, Sam, is when I hung you up there before you were getting ready to die. You look over and you look at Rick's body. And that to me was like a connection there, you know what I mean? Because I'm there looking at you as
Yeah.
Leatherface, like kind of
Yeah.
tilting the head, and you're looking at your dead boyfriend there, you know? And that was big, you know, that I thought that was well done how you did that, you know?
Without doing that,
Yep.
the umbilical cord isn't, you know, we tie it back right to the beginning. So
That his head smashed in was just so awesome, man. And but yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, it's such a good time because it's like you can just see in the character right there. It's like it's like you're like it's over, you know. In your head, you're just like, you know, that's the point of where you give up. You know, it's just like, you know, what more can you do? So
you
Poor Rick. Sorry, Rick. R.I.P.
It's all right.
it's all
I
in
got
the
my
day's
moment.
work, Rick.
I told you to go.
know.
Told you.
Told you.
So what's
Gonna
on
do
the what's on the docket next? What that you're is there more TCM that we can see from you guys, or it just gonna kind of chill it out for a while?
I always say every time I made one, I said I'm not doing another one. But I like you. I love the this is like the original movie made me want to do this. So,
Yeah,
but I will say this time, like I'm pretty certain I can't do better, you know, than Sweet Boy. So, you know, even though I've said it, I really don't see myself doing any more TCM, but you know, I want to move on to like going back to more original content. The only, sort of my hopes with this was that, you know, you do something that has an already dedicated fan base and people get to see your work.
yeah,
But you know, when I do original stuff, nobody gives a shit. the it's way harder to get traffic on the videos because
sure.
you're
Yeah.
competing with everything. You're competing with Marvel, you're competing with video games, and you know, people understandably they want to go to stuff that's tried and true that they love, you know, whether that's Scream or Halloween or, you know, Leatherface. So um
How do you feel about like kind of I mean, with all these like fan bases, right? I mean, I feel the vocal, you know, the silent, or what do you want to say? Not the silent majority. What's the opposite of that fucking way? But I'll say it's like the people that critique it, right? The fucking the ultra nerds are just like, hey, like, did you get anybody that's just giving you like, you know, sassing you about it, where you're just like, dude, just shut up and just enjoy the fucking film, like, you know what I mean?
there was one fucking weirdo. And to be fair, because it's the internet, like you think there was more, but like
Yeah,
people are actually incredibly the comments I get are like I'm shocked too because I'm expecting people are really supportive of it, but there's always one. There was a guy that he made a comment saying you know something about the way we hung Sam. He's like you know
Oh, that it wasn't real.
yeah,
Like,
he's
oh,
like
no shit.
he's like I know you know, and I was like, no, you're right. We didn't murder a woman and put it on the internet. But he's like the real ones know. I know when it's real. And I was like, I don't know what that means, um, but yeah, no, but in terms of hate, like I haven't gotten a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, you know.
I think there's like there's definitely like a different line when it's like an official release. I think then you've got this scrutiny, you know, like, you know, the Netflix release for 2022, you know, it came out, great movie, man. I thought it was fun, it was good, but if you're gonna compare it to the 1974 and go, well, it wasn't this and this and this,
Yeah.
you go, it's not that. You know, that was 50 years ago, and this is different. You know,
No,
I can't stand that shit. Where
yeah,
it's just like, just you know,
I think there's a big difference. For me, it all comes down to like, do the people making it give a shit?
yeah,
Like the 2022 one, I actually enjoyed because I felt like they were actually trying to do something, and I thought that they succeeded in many ways. I think um, there were issues, I think, in the second half and how they handled the character of Leatherface, but like, um, they did a lot of interesting shit, and you could tell that they cared.
Mhm.
But like you compare that to like the 2013 one,
yeah.
where she's throwing out one-liners, and yeah, it turns into like Of Mice and Men, where she's taking care of it at the end of the movie. Like it's just insulting to the fan base. But like I think if they swing and they're like being intentional and they truly care about trying to do something, even if they
Yeah.
may miss at some point, you respect it. The fans can see when they're trying and when they're phoning it in.
100%. And that goes back again to your Josh, how you played him. You can just tell you're a fan of the movie, you understand how that character is, and you're doing it right. You're not just giving your complete, this is my spin of it, which it's like there should be some artistic freedom to be able to do that for you guys' movie, but there needs to be some core tenets of it, right? Just some core foundational attributes and just mannerisms, and you nailed it on there. And then also
Yeah.
to you guys with how you threw in, like, what do you want to call it, Easter eggs or just nods. I mean, while you're slamming the door, there was a part where they got up on the wall and you saw the Sawyer family picture. I thought that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Was that
And
Family
your
Recipe or was that?
fingers.
Yeah, that was
that's
family
Family
recipe.
Yes. Yeah. So again, I just think it comes off as very genuine and respectful for how you guys did these movies, and so I'm glad there wasn't anything other than that one doofus that she didn't really die. Yeah, no shit, buddy.
People really like them. They do,
Yeah.
and I'm grateful for that, for sure.
Rick, what have you done before this? Are you coming from an acting background as well, or are you just kind of like, dude, I'll give this thing a shot?
No, I had an acting background before I met Gus. And then it kind of staved off. I got a real job, and started doing that. But then I got
Sure.
back into it, and right when I got back into it, I was doing a project where I met Gus, and then kind of reignited the flame, and that was 2011, and I've been acting steadily, just whenever I can find a project. So yeah, I've been going about it for almost 15 years now straight.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
And now we got A24 just picked up the Texas Chainsaw franchise. So, I mean, Josh, are you throwing your hat in the ring there? Have you contacted them yet and say, hey, man, I got the body of the Bubba you've been looking for, baby?
Yeah. Oh man, that's the dream right there.
Wouldn't it be so
telling you, man.
fucking cool?
Dude, that would be amazing. Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping, that certain people will see these fan films, and that's the point while we're all out there making these. And
Yeah.
like I do haunt acting too on the side, so I have an acting background of being in costume and stuff. Because I always say this, anybody could throw on a costume, but it's like, how do you make that character come to life?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the hardest part. Some say, oh, it's a silent killer, but you don't need to talk. It's all in your mannerisms,
Oh, yeah.
everything you do, even the little hand twitch we did
Yeah.
when Gus filmed that. I mean, just something like that, it was powerful, 'cause
Sure.
you know, like this character is going to do some damage here. So, but
Even
yeah,
the way,
man, dude, that would be amazing. Yeah,
Even the way you-
A24, let's go.
even the way you move when you when
Yeah.
you grab the sledgehammer, like you have it down. It's not just, some people think, oh, it's on my face isn't showing, so it's not. It's easy. It's not. It's like acting with your whole body.
Yeah.
But what's so funny with Josh, yeah, as we're making it, he's in that costume, and we're preparing to throw me through the wall, and he's wearing it, and he's just like, "You all right?" Are you
Yeah.
okay?" It's just there. It's Josh in that mask.
Yeah.
It's just that's someone I want to throw out there. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. You're Leatherface. Just throw me through the damn wall."
Oh man. So I a couple of weeks ago I had Mark Burnham on, who was Leatherface in the Netflix one, and we were talking about it too, where I just I go, he went from a very successful lead role to also being a lead in this, but zero lines, and just it's like it's almost like when you lose a sense, you go blind, all your others kind of heighten, where it's just like your acting skill goes from, instead of just the vocal, to all of a sudden it's just like it accentuates everywhere else, and all of a sudden you realize that like your body and your eyes are all of a sudden those are the tools for expressing things around there, and I just feel like it's got to be almost a little more liberating, because it's not like you got to worry about like nailing that line just right. It's just like, I don't know, man. I can't get over how great this whole thing came together. The Sweet Boy. I got to apologize, because I was unaware of the first one that you guys have done then. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. The Still Buzzing, is that what it is?
Yeah. So I did the very first one I did was in 2016. It's called Sally's Escape. Um Sally's Escape. And then I did one with the same guy. This was before Josh, called Gasoline, where we played with the Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Chop Top.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
then I met Josh and we did Family Recipe and Sweet Boy. And then in between those, me, Rick, and my wife did one called Still Buzzing. So
Wow.
quite a couple of TCM fan films.
Yeah, you're not done then. Well, who are you fucking kidding? That
I feel bad, but also I don't at the same time, because I was blowing up Gus's phone so much about submit to this
Oh yeah.
festival, submit to this film festival. I believe in you.
Yeah.
Constantly. I was like, dude, your work is so good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And but the thing about it was like I was like, also I don't know how many we're gonna take it, because it's I don't have the rights, which is
Right.
I do
Well,
want
all
to
your
do some.
stuff,
Yeah,
all your stuff is outstanding. You're very talented,
I appreciate
and
it.
you're so quick, and you're so patient, and you're hilarious on set.
I appreciate it.
So I'm like,
You're gonna
I
make
was
me
blowing
cry.
up his phone. I'm like, I'm like, Gus, here, submit,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what was some funny shit that happened, like kind of the during the set that you guys just remember, that was just like either something that was ended up turning a little more comical, or like something that was kind of didn't go the right way, did you get thrown through the wall, and kind of
Yeah,
spill the
Rick.
beans
I
here. I
think
got to hear some
start there,
stories.
man. Talk about that wall.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I also remember, I think it was right around the first of filming. Josh throws me into not the wall, not through the wall, but into a wall, and I hit the table, and I fell off the table.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that's
first.
right. Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
table
And that
fell.
was terrifying.
It's
That
like
was like 10 seconds
WWE
of
going
sheer
on.
terror. I thought I was going to
So
bust my tailbone.
you were hit with adrenaline, because it's one of those bits where I'm right with the camera. All he's got to do is, and you just threw yourself. I think you were just into it.
Well, yeah, I just,
And
I wanted to sell it. Like, this
before
is,
before I knew it, the table was on the ground.
yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, that was terrifying, but that's just, we've worked together. That's just how I go. And then the wall, I remember, as we talked about earlier before, Josh is in the mask going, "You all right? You got this?" And then as I'm watching, I can just see Sam on the steps, and then she just took off. And Orion, who was part of the crew, he decided to put a pillow against the wall, because he's like, "I think Rick's gonna go that far,"
Yeah.
and I did.
Yeah.
And we
Oh,
only
so
had one
scared.
take for that. So
And we
like
only
that
had
wall,
one take.
once it broke, that was
It
it.
was, it was
So,
it was the only time in the whole show that I ran two cameras, and I put Orion, somebody that a friend of mine that was on crew, behind the wall to get it from one side, and I got on the other side. And I remember I pulled Rick, away from everybody in the beginning of the show, the shoot, and I was like, I broke it down to him. I was like, so what do you think? Like, how do you feel about maybe doing this? And I showed him that I already broke the wall with the sledgehammer, and so the pieces were just propped up, and you cleared it pretty quick. You gave
yeah.
you felt confident.
Pain is temporary, film is forever.
But yeah, we put all the pillows, and thank God for Orion, because Orion's coming over and he's like, Gus, come look at this, and there's like a brick sticking out, and I was like, oh shit, I don't think he's gonna go that far, but we'll cover it up anyway. And so we covered it up, and that's right around where you landed. You
That's
said,
exactly where I landed.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Orion, he kind of looked at you, he was like, I told you.
yeah,
He's like,
Yeah.
I called this.
Yeah. And
And
like
that
the
was-
way the bricks were like, yeah, they were like pointed out.
yeah.
And I guess we were all thinking like, oh, he's not going to go that far. And or, like, I'll put these pillows here. And the next thing you know, like Rick's on top of those pillows. I'm like, oh my God, he could have cracked his head wide open.
Yeah.
Well, and there were two other close calls. There was that I hadn't even thought. It's always the things you don't think of. Josh,
Sure.
we all thought you lost a thumb there because
Oh, when I broke the
Yeah.
glass
so he
door.
breaks the glass with the sledgehammer, and of course I'm thinking it's a sledgehammer, so it's not like it's a hammer. His hands aren't in danger. But
Yeah.
you think like, you're focusing on not taking Rick's head off. So you were pretty close to cutting your hand, or
Oh yeah, I think I had like a little piece of glass or whatever in my finger, but
God
that's
damn,
about it. Yeah.
And then the last one was when we were shooting in the barn, and I was running with the camera backwards, tracking them running towards me, where Leatherface was chasing Sam's character out of the barn with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And I'm just so focused on not being cut in half, but I'm running backwards and I trip on it's like this this leg to this tractor, and I fall backwards and I just turn to my right, and there's a centimeter from my eye, there's a bolt this big, and it was so
Yeah,
close.
that
to
was
the
a
temple,
close call, Gus.
know?
Yeah.
That was, yeah, I remember he looked down at me as Leatherface. He's like, "You all right?" But yeah, that was a scary one.
But you were so funny though, because you got up and you were just like, I almost died.
Yeah, it
I
was
almost
crazy.
died. I was this close.
Well, because if my temple had hit that fuck, I'd be doing this interview like this,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah,
definitely.
the way you were doing it so comically, I'm like, dude, like it was like a prize for you of like, oh my God, you almost lost your life, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
I also
God.
remember the hook scene. I don't know where you were in the filming of that, but I went up to go get the pizza and didn't think twice, and I walked down during your take.
Oh, right in the middle of her screaming.
Right in the middle of her screaming.
Oh.
Felt terrible.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's like, someone go get the pizza, and I did, and I came back down right in the middle of like I know better.
That would have been funny if we scared away the pizza guy.
I know. I
With
should
those
have
strict-
opened the door. as
Yeah.
Leatherface.
Leatherface giving you a tip.
Yeah.
Would have been a
the
different
pizza
type of
free.
I
Yeah.
think the coolest part that you unintentionally did, Gus, was the car scene
Oh my
when
God. Yeah,
Josh
we have
was
to tell
carrying
that
me
story.
away.
Yeah, so like when he cuts her in the back and then picks her up and walks back, I only wanted one take on that. Josh is walking a long way,
Yeah.
and it's just everything worked out perfectly because she's screaming for help, and he cuts her back, knocks her out, picks her up, and then only when he passes the camera do all those cars pass.
Yeah.
Like a cynical piece of like sick sense of humor of like just how fucked her luck
Yeah.
is. But it's like you think we would have scripted it the way it was timed,
Oh, it
like,
sure seemed like it.
yeah, and all those cars it just happened that way. It was awesome.
And also, Gus, I remember, guys, I remember that morning, it was raining, and we didn't have a lot of time to shoot. I mean, we only had you guys that other day.
I do
And then-
remember it drizzling.
Yeah.
The skies just opened, cleared up. But I remember that. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we're gonna be able to shoot this part today.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
movie gods, so they're
shined.
pretty good to us,
Yeah,
They're pretty good to us.
because it was pouring when I woke up. I was like, oh my God, I don't know if we're gonna get this done.
And
Yeah,
those-
going back to that on the
Worked
road
out.
there too.
Yeah.
That was, that was like, when she's running away and you go, God, you're in the middle of nowhere. There's gonna be no fucking cars anywhere. And of course, then you're like, yep, you're right. Okay, he gets her, and then like you saying, just coming back, and all of a sudden, I almost kind of laughed at that because, like I said, it wasn't scripted. Like it's cool to know this, but I was just like, I swear to God, that was on purpose because I'm like, here's fucking 5 people. I'm like, literally, like if one was looking to the left, they would have seen her being dragged away, but just just like you're 5 seconds too late, girl, from getting saved. It's
Yeah.
just,
And
man.
normally you don't even want the cars in the movie, but the timing of it was so good that I was just like, we have to keep this, you know.
That is fucking
And all the people that I've talked to in my little circle, I mean, nobody saw that ending coming.
No.
Everyone was just convinced that she was going to get away.
Yeah.
Well,
And it just really hits people in the heart.
yeah. If somebody even commented, they were like, fuck, she couldn't get away. Like I wanted at least her to get away. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Nope.
Texas Chainsaw.
I got the meat hook.
Yeah.
And no
I had one
survivors.
job to do. I couldn't even do that right.
Well, God forbid Leatherface gets a happy ending every once in a while. You know, I mean, come on.
Josh is actually you were such a good Leatherface. And I know I sound like a
Appreciate it.
broken record because I tell you this like all the time, but I think there was that one part, Gus, where it was in the barn and Josh was whipping around with the chainsaw and he genuinely scared me. So I bolted out real quick and I like elbowed Gus like in the chest or whatever because you were very intimidating, but in the best way. You really nailed that character.
And then with the chainsaw to go, you know. And I'm pretty sure there were some people, not to my face, but like there were some people in the past that I think they gave me shit. They're like, you know, they find out I'm using a real chainsaw. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're gonna kill someone. And it's just like the way I see it is like, yeah, like when you're doing shit where somebody's swinging it at someone, and you know you swap it for a dummy one, but like we all have lives, and you know Sam, Josh, they come down 3 hours. We have kids, bills, jobs, all this. We're not getting together doing all of this, sweating and working really hard so he can fucking run around with a plastic chainsaw from Spirit Halloween.
Right.
You know, like if I came 3 hours to do something
Yeah.
and somebody showed up and they said this is the chainsaw we're using, I'd leave. You know, so I feel like there's some part of it that you know you kind of gotta go there, and you make it calculated and you make it as safe as possible. But like, you know, we're trying to create an effect. Now,
Yeah.
if it's a comedy, if we're going for comedy, then a plastic saw or whatever, it doesn't matter anymore because you know the whole effect is a comedic effect. But if you're trying to play it straight, you know, the real chainsaw really goes a long way in selling that.
Sure.
But you got to deal with the fucking physicality of that, man. That's
Yeah.
you're probably what?
But that's where the adrenaline comes in, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you yell action, there's something clicks. And it's definitely that's how when I get it prepared for my roles when I act, it's go time, you know what I mean? Like I don't even think I could be hurting inside, you know, pain in my feet and whatever, you know, wearing the boots all day, but it's just I just go for it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Josh, I remember something too. I think it was right. When was it exactly? I can't remember exactly when it was, but oh, it was right when you were about to kill me, and he and he whispered in my ears like, "You ain't escaping this one, man."
Yeah.
He said that right before
you
we
gotta
shot.
wait family recipe.
Yeah, he's like, "You
but
might have
not
survived
this
family.
one.
You ain't surviving this one."
No.
You son of a bitch. Right as we were about to film his death scene, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, and like you say, like using a real chainsaw like that too. You know, there's not a lot of weapons that is terrifying audibly, right? I mean, okay, a butcher knife is just the look, but the sound of a real chainsaw
yeah.
just ripping at you. I mean, that in itself makes you shit your pants.
Well,
I mean, you know,
and it
I mean,
attacks.
there's guns and whatever, but I mean, just that constantly coming at. I mean, we all know that's got to be one of the most just ruthless ways to go. You know, just getting.
But that's the crazy part because, like, when I go to haunted attractions, the chainsaws never bother me. I laugh.
Really?
I find it like, entertaining and comical. When Josh does it, I felt like I needed my inhaler. Like, very scary. That was so believable and legit.
Yeah, and they attack all the senses. The chainsaw, you can smell them, you
Yep.
hear them.
Yes.
Yeah, the
It's
smell.
quite a weapon. It's the most theatrical weapon. I feel like. You know?
Definitely is.
Well, in Family Recipe, Orion had it bad.
Oh yeah.
when you're holding it above him.
Yeah, that was real. That was the real.
That was
running
real.
man coming
He was a
down.
sport. He was a trooper.
Jeez.
He was nervous too. He even
Oh,
told me, he was like, "You're not,
Man, I got
you're
mad.
not like a crazy guy, are you?"
That was authentic. That was authentic.
No,
yeah.
man. I said, "I'm cool. Yeah, I ain't gonna kill you, bro." Yeah.
I tell everybody, I told him, I was like, man, don't ever do anything. Like, tell me if you're not comfortable, dude. Like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he told me afterwards, like, yeah, I was gonna shit my pants.
You should have messed with him and just said, "Oh, I found this guy Josh on Craigslist."
Yeah.
Right before you started this song, you should have been like, my name's not Josh.
Yeah.
Like the chainsaw.
Surprise. Yeah.
Funny.
Oh, Gus, I wanted to mention you too. We both share something in common, and I just got a full disclosure. I too have bought meat hooks off of Facebook Marketplace as well, and I know how awkward and weird and funny those fucking conversations can be. The mannequins, the heads, the things that I've bought, and I just play into it because my wife just like rolls her eyes, and I had one where I had to buy these mannequin legs for this grandpa prop that I was doing, and to me it was the funniest conversation just to a random stranger I had no idea about, and I was just like, I had this like bearded guy, I'm like, hey, you got the legs, you know, like I promise I'm not gonna do anything crazy with it, you know. They're like,
Yeah.
you know what, I just want to sell it, I'm not even gonna ask you what it's for, you know. And the trade-off, like meeting in person, was like so fucking awkward, but
Yeah.
I've scored a lot of good stuff there too, man, so I know how you feel.
Some of them you can't hide. It's like, all right, this is you getting legs. But the meat hooks, I'm pretty sure that guy figured I was some productive member of society, like I'm a farmer, or like I needed the meat hooks for like some, blue collar, whatever. And
Yeah.
little did he know.
Well, and to anybody that's watching this that's ever an aspiring, to either deck out their collection or even, start filming, don't underestimate the fact of flea markets, old antique shops out in the middle of the sticks, because you start to find where the farmland's at, you can find some amazing old pieces like that, just whether collecting rust or whatever. But that's where I find a lot of good shit too, man. But
for sure.
Yeah, even like all the props that we use, like I know I brought some of my body parts. I know Gus has some, so all that's all of our stuff.
Well,
I actually
we dressed
have one of the faces right here.
We dressed both Family Recipe and
one of the
Sweet
faces,
Boy
yeah.
with all your props.
Yep.
all right, so that face right there, that was the one you had hanging down in the basement in Sweet Boy. Was that also used in Family Recipe as well?
Yeah, I think so.
I see. I pay attention to the detail here, guys. I'm just,
And like what's so cool is that they're made out of silicone, so
Yeah,
they're
oh, yeah.
realistic as shit, And then we just set dress them with more blood and make it look drippy and nasty. And
that's awesome.
I think that's one of my favorite performance choices from you, Josh, is when you're putting the legs and the parts in the
basket.
and then one of them falls and you just go. But it's the pause before you turn to go pick it up.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Laying there watching you, Josh, come in and do that, it was terrifying. It was.
So is Josh, were those most of your parts and pieces, all the limbs and shit?
Yeah, that was my bucket with all the limbs. So when it's funny, when I go travel, when I go up to New York, 3 hours, I'm like, I hope I never get pulled over, because if the cop searches my car, he's going to see chainsaws, bucket of body parts, and he's going to be like, what are you planning on doing, boy?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but no, it's just stuff that I collected over the years, because they do come in handy for photo shoots, filming. So,
Oh, hell yeah.
And they look good, man.
God, beautiful. Well, you guys, this has been a fucking killer time. I really appreciate y'all hopping on. Everybody has to check out Sweet Boy, everything else that these guys have put on before. And we're gonna be seeing a new one coming out. I give it 3 years, and we'll be seeing something coming out. And I'd love to have you guys back on. And of course, if there's ever anything else that any of you are doing, please just reach out to me, because you guys are all some awesome fucking people. And
we appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it.
all right.
Honor.
Thanks for
Well, I'll make sure that I put all the links to social medias and everything so everybody can follow you, find you, watch Sam and her little your monologues and all that. I'm very intrigued now. I got to go check that out too. So, all right. Well, again, you guys, killer job on the movie, and I really do look forward to the rest that's coming out in the future here. So, thanks again
Thanks
for
a
hopping
bunch,
on,
man.
guys.
Thank you guys so
It was a
much.
pleasure meeting
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
everyone. Have a good night. See ya.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
In the vast expanse where the cosmos sighs, drifts an ancient tale as old as the skies. A figure from stories now mythified. Space Corpse goes orbiting by. He once roamed planets, oh far and wide, but now he floats where the starships fly. No more breath in his chest, yet can't be denied the space cadet who died. Oh, oh, Space Corpse, in the void you glide, a spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corpse goes orbiting by. Galaxies turn while he haunts with pride. No anchor to worlds, just space to bide. Gliding through stardust, no need to hide. This wanderer who never cried. In weightless silence where time collides, he drifts in dreams so amplified. Mysterious tales on mystic rides. Space Corpse haunts so dignified. Oh, oh, Space Corpse, in the void you glide, a spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corpse goes orbiting by. Galaxies turn while he haunts with pride. A spectral waltz in the galaxy's tide, floating free like a cosmic guide. Space Corpse goes orbiting by.